Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Beyond All Reason Casting. Today, we're going to be having a look at a game with Grimplex versus Pro BCTV. This looks kind of like a friendly match. I don't know because the OS difference between these two players is quite a lot. BCTV being about like 50 and Grimplex about 30. So we'll see how this plays out though. This was earlier on today, so this was only about 20 minutes of this recording. Now, when you guys see this video, it might be a couple hours or even a day. I'm not sure. I kind of record these off and on. But, as usual, we've got the normal start here. We've actually got Cortex from BCTV. We've got Cortex from Grimplex as well. Someone is going to have to explain to me why that is, especially since Armada is so good right now. But I've got the orange juice ready. Not sponsored by Innocent, but damn is fire. Alright, let's have a look to see what everyone's going for here. So we've got, ooh, my neck. Sorry about that. Right, we've got fucking vehicles coming from both sides here. Let's just have a quick look at the terrain map. Ooh, epilepsy warning there. Sorry about that. I'll put that in the recording. But yeah, we've got quite a flat map, to be honest. I mean, vehicles are not going to get punished too much here. I mean, these little ridges up here can't even be traversed by bots, it doesn't look like. But we've got some scouts coming out here from both sides. Scout 1v1. That one looked funny there. Honestly, the sound effects in this game are amazing. Everything to do with this game is amazing. Like, the models, the effects, the sounds. It's all very intuitive. It all sounds great. And it can be very pretty, actually. And just learned something new. Get a little bit of cinematic view here. Now, I don't know how to turn off the HUD yet, but we will figure that out eventually. So, don't you worry. I'm not too worried about the HUD at the moment. I need it to see what's happening. But we've got a lead here from BCTV from the metal, just based off the economy. That's due to, obviously, this constructor coming out fairly early. Building out some there. And then now we've got the constructor from Grimplex here. I played a couple games earlier on today, and actually I realized that 30 OS is a very good amount, if I'm going to be honest with you. So do not count Grimplex out here. Even though he may be lower rank technically, he still has a fighting chance, I reckon anyway. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you'd like the music off as well, because personally I don't mind it, but I don't know what it's going to be like for you guys when you're watching the video. Not much going on here, just some normal expansion. Having a look around the map here. No units really on BCTV's side, so if Grimplex went for a push here, it might be able to get some things off of BCTV, but BCTV's willing to risk it, knowing that Grimplex is under the assumption that it's not going to be up to much. Or that he's under the assumption that he would have turrets, or at least units. But he has one turret. Oh, two. And that's about it. Just going to move the angle a little bit more there. Looks nicer. BCTV again, just building the expanding his economy. And this map has 4 lanes, so we've got one here, one here, one here, and one here. And then obviously you've got the, air and ocean. More like puddle, air and puddle. Got Aaron Puddle to account for as well. But again, very standard expansion from both of these players so far. Not aggressive at all. I wonder if that's deliberate. And kind of, oh, we got a push here. I mean, of course it's deliberate, but normally players are a lot more aggressive. I'm not entirely sure on the intention of that. Maybe Grimplex is a little bit nervous. I don't know though. I feel like he'll be mad at me now. Okay, just got a little bit of a standoff here. So we watch these incisors shoot lasers at each other. Now, since they're both the same faction, all the units, same damage, same movement, no difference at all. Just simply the skill of each player. It looks like we are going to get this metal extractor down. Good job, Grimplex there. Just got a little pick again. These players are very good at punishing tiny mistakes, tiny bits of extra time that it's going to take. So BCTV now has to get this constructor to go build this again, as long as he can actually defend it. Again, this is good from Grimplex now. We're seeing a lot more aggression. Hopefully we get to see some more damage done. Looks like he's just about won that. Gets another metal extractor. Can he escape though? It's very worth if he can escape. Not really paying attention. That one was going to die regardless. Unfortunately, it was pincered there. Looking for a push on BCTV on his side. Looks like he's just trying to trace down those remaining. And we've got our little buddy here, tooting his way across the map. See if he can go spot this rascal. I was going to say jackal. Jackal. Yeah, so I mean, very standard game. Again, not very aggressive. Did seem some picks. It's not going to have, I mean, it's not going to have a huge impact, really. I mean, both players seem to be pretty even right now. In terms of metal, though, per second, we've got a lot more on BCTV's side. And I think that's due to the reclaim that he's doing right now with his constructor. But yeah, it looks about even there. The one metal extractor more. It looks like he's able to run those extra units down. I like having a look at the radar of the... Not the radar. Yeah, I guess it is radar. I like having a look at the radar, kind of the zoomed out bit, seeing the different colors. I don't know. Seeing the different colors because it looks nice, I guess. I don't know. It's very satisfying. This game's very satisfying. Especially explosions. Hey, good little push here. It's worth it if you can get a couple more of those metal extractors. Unfortunately, the metal used to make these incisors is not really be worth it unless you can get a little bit more. Or if you can manage to get them out there. Now this is going to be amazing push from... If he can get that constructor, that would be beautiful. That would be so worth. Okay, it looks like he's not going to go for that. Oh, no, he's going around. Okay, this is a lot of economy from BCTV. Looks like the constructor isn't going to go down. However... Oh, he's going to sneak it. Oh my! Okay, he's gotten the constructor. Okay, that's very lovely. Good little bit of micro there from Grimplex. And that has actually probably quite heavily impacted BCTV's expansion. He's not going to be able to get these metal extractors back for a little bit until he builds another constructor or a resbot. So he's going to go res that resbot and res that construction vehicle, and then rather than spending all the money on making another one. So that's actually quite smart from BCTV. That's a new technique that I've learned there. It's much more worth to do that. That just makes sense. But BCTV is still lacking on the expansion. It's fairly even, but I feel like BCTV he's gone one more extra, two more extra here. Some bombers coming in. They're going to be able to get anything off. No anti-air from BCTV, so this should be beautiful here. Some nice explosions on the solar panels. Bombs dropping. Lovely. Okay, doesn't get any solar panels. Unfortunately, there is a couple fighters. Wow. I mean, brilliant execution. I mean, BCTV's energy is going to go down. It's going to take a while for these solar panels to kind of unbunker themselves. So a little bit of a distraction. It would have been much more worth if, obviously, he could have exploded those. Exploded. But overall, that was pretty good. I'm liking this from Grimplex. I'm really liking this. This is much more aggressive. Much better. BCTV, obviously, a very, very good player. So all of this is pretty much not affecting him. Still absolutely destroying, ratioing fucking Grimplex in economy still. Despite the fact that he's been bombed about 50 times. His metal usage is not going very well, though. Needs to be using that metal a little bit more. But he could be saving up for a tier 2 here. Saving up. Quotation marks. Control of the map is BCTV still, even regardless of what's been happening. Regardless of the aggression from Grimplex. Got some shurikens here. Now, if those shurikens are a little bit passive, I'm not sure why that is. But I feel like he could have just sent those in, killed that entire army. But again, everything that's obvious to us isn't obvious to our friends over here. This is what they can see. So, yep, that's exactly what's happening. So he's sending in those boys or girls. Oh, wow. 3 shurikens really doesn't do much. Especially when one gets taken out. Got some fighters coming in and some scouts. Not sure what the scouts are doing. Okay, it looks like they were just trying to go around and then go and explore the base. Could be a potential bombing run from BCTV. What's he building now? He's building some fighters. Just fighting in the sky here. Fighters kill each other very quickly. Couple hits to take each other out. So they're always dying. Exploding. A couple pounders here. Those are going to be able to deal with a lot of these incisors. Pretty outranging 315 for a 230 range. So a lot of a range difference there. He's going to be able to take those incisors out if he can get them there in time. Looks like we're seeing the same thing from Grimplex though, sending in the pounders too. So pretty evenly matched. Now the middle of the map is about here. That's a really bad line. So it's pretty even actually on both sides here. Unfortunately, Grimplex doesn't take it much over here, which is gonna lead to less. Looks like we're getting T2 from BCTV. Are we getting it from Grimplex as well? Doesn't look like it. So BCTV is gonna have a little economic advantage here. It's just whether he can get it off before Grimplex can build up some sort of significant force to take out his base. Lovely efficient economy here. Look at this constructor going straight up. Wonderful. And he's building another one. Yep. Alright. Looks like we've got a little bit of a fight here in the middle. The constructor is going to die probably. Oh no, it looks like... Oh, Grimplex paying attention now. No, that constructor is just going to live. Tries to get a cinematic view there. Failed completely. Alright, there we go. Just going along battlefield here. This is a very, very, very even game here. Got a incisor around the back. Not going to be able to do much. Probably going to be taken out by a laser turret. He's going to get this metal extractor, though. Not had an impact, really, on BCTV's metal, though. And starting... I would imagine to see the tier 2 units come out. Now, are we seeing a transition yet? No. Doesn't look like it. Okay, that's completely fine. Now, the tier 2... the tier 2 units in this game, or the tier 2 kind of production facilities in this game, are miles better than tier 1. So, it about quadruples your metal and does way more than that on your energy. So eventually this game is going to be pulling away from Grimplex. It looks like he is going for an attack. He's got a lot of shurikens coming in. These are the taser fighters. All of these LLTs are not going to be able to do anything against this amount of troops. Now he decided to not use the shurikens yet, kind of keep them as backup. Now we're just going to look at BCTV's view here. It doesn't actually know that they're there. I don't know what that means. FAF player? Five Nights at Freddy's? What's he talking about? These are spectators speaking in the game, that's why they've got a little less. Got a massive air fight over here. These shurikens now tasering the tier 2 units. Waiting for the tier 1 units to come in. Definitely will be enough because there's no anti-air to take out these shurikens. He's not even trying to kill the tier 2 units, they're just too tanky. Instead going straight past, just trying to get rid of the economy. This is actually incredibly smart. Where's the commander here? Wow. Xerxes. Knowing everything. I don't know. I don't know what that means. What macro are they talking about? Are they talking about the entire game? Macro is more kind of economy based, no? Again, please leave your suggestions in the comments below. I am always happy to learn new things. Okay, it looks like, to be honest with you, it's over for BCTV here. No army to speak of. This entire section over here is going to be taken out by Grimplex's forces. Like I said, do not count him out, although he is 20 OS lower. This is beautiful execution. Chopping the tail off of the snake before the head. That was a saying made up by me. And fortunately, not able to take out everything. Still got this encampment up here. Probably not really aware of it. No. But pushing through, trying getting those extra metal extractors. But this has really allowed Grimplex to expand. Grimplex saying it's cooked. I guess due to him not having tier 2. Just having it now. Yeah, he's just gotten tier 2. You can see why he thinks it's cooked, because the economy is just going to outscale. The more he leaves it. I want to see some Zars. I love Zars. Really love Zars. It's just satisfying. They just explode everything. Two players talking to each other. Wonderful use of revive bots here. Such an essential part of this game is using. This is the only unit in the game that will actually revive units for free. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost you any metal or energy to revive these units. However, it does come up with the fixed costs of these units. So once you've built one of these, you can revive as many things as you want as long as it doesn't die. You can even revive themselves, or with another one. But yeah, it's an amazing part of this game. And it can be very punishing if you send a massive army into your enemy's base. Just about gets wiped out. They pop out some of these, whole army's revived, and then they charge it straight back at you. And the game's over. So that is probably why Grimplex was saying it was cooked. Because that final army wasn't enough to defeat him, and now he's just completely revived all of it. Grimplex not having enough time to fix that. Now, a lot of the aircraft, those shurikens that actually helped him so much in that fight, it doesn't have the ability to get revived. I don't think I've ever seen an aircraft get revived, actually. I think they kind of just crash land, explode, don't leave a wreck. That's what these things are called, by the way, wreckages. Wrecks. It's like BCTV is trying to push through here on the right side. This might be game over. No units to protect himself. It looks like he's bringing out some tanks. Not constructing anything anymore, though. This looks like it's going to be game over, to be honest with you. Could be wrong. Left side getting pushed up as well. Let's see if Grimplex can pull this through. Now, the Grimplex, his commander, can one-shot every single unit in this game with his disintegration powerful gun. D-gun. If he aimed correctly and timed correctly, can take out pretty much this entire army if it was in a straight line. This looks like it's going to be game over, though. BCTV taking up the entire map. Still expanding. Still building defenses. And that... Grimplex calling for a truce. No rush 15. It looks like there's a resignation here. But to be honest, Grimplex, if you don't resign, I respect it. I always respect the no resign. Grimplex talking about this vehicle here stopping all his anti-air that he was going to build. Unfortunately. Grimplex going in for the D-gun. He hits it! Hits the anti-air. Maybe some of these air units can take them down. Wonderful. Takes out all those units with the D-gun. Gonna get some aircraft out now. No anti-air from BCTV. Could be saved. Could be saved. I believe. Come on. Come on, Grimplex. You know what? Most players would have resigned by now. Grimplex didn't. And you know what? He put a really good fight this game. Fortunately, that army didn't quite make it through. Got revived, sent straight back at him. Like I said, it's a very dangerous game sending your army in. Learned that lesson today, actually. Well, learned it a while ago. Tested it today. And learned it the hard way again. Learned it again the hard way. And no anti-air from Grimplex, so this final wave of air units is going to take him out. Grimplex commander. And there he goes. Self-destructed by Grimplex.
Battle ended.
There we go. All that matters at the end of the day is how many awards you get. So Grimplex obviously winning in the end. I'm joking, by the way. BCTV did a very good job there. And well played from both players there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Please like, subscribe, and leave your comments down below. I really appreciate it.